Here's a peek at what guests had to say after the show.
Okay, we're here on the internet. Richard Wolff, how do you see the future of the American economy? Wow, that's pretty broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in 30 seconds
in
or
25
less.
words or less, yeah, perfect.
140 characters or less, yeah.
I think what's happening is that we're coming to a kind of crossroads, and I think Americans are more and more willing and interested in looking at alternatives to the way the economy has worked. That's my hope. I think they're asking questions about whether we might not have a democratic way of organizing our enterprises. Instead of having a tiny group of people at the top making all the decisions for everybody, everybody gets to be participants.
What would you say to, now, Matt's part of the Tea Party, right?
Yes.
The Tea Party, I notice, almost always has the same agenda as billionaires. I mean, they're on the same page as the Koch brothers. It seems like a grassroots organization like that would be at odds with the agenda of the Steve Forbes and the Koch brothers. What would you say?
I'm always amazed that people don't see through this. For the Koch brothers, as part of the top 1%, if they were as isolated politically as they are economically, being so the tip of the iceberg and everybody else is in trouble by comparison, they'd be in deep difficulty. What they need is a mass base. They need some way to get large numbers of people to allow them to continue to be a rich minority. And they don't hesitate to fund and to find people and to find some issue where they can bring in some support so that they wouldn't be as isolated as economically they want to continue to be.
I think it's interesting you use the term iceberg when you talk about the Koch brothers, because icebergs relate to climate change, and it's exactly what they and others have been setting up. Well, people talk about think tanks, stink tanks, to obscure the fact that climate change is challenging the fate of the planet.
I noticed.
Well, just wait, but icebergs only have like a full 10% of themselves out of the water, and the Koch brothers are way less than that.
Tenth of a 1%.
But I hate to break
the top molecule, like this.
I hate to break it to you guys, but we're not actually funded by the Koch brothers, so that might spoil the narrative.
I didn't say you were funded.
I know, I understand. But, you know, I think that the real debate we're having in this country is not about whether or not we tolerate people that are rich, but whether or not we're still a country where anybody can get rich. And when I travel across the world, I notice that...
Is that our problem? That people can't get rich?
Well, it is. Well, don't we all agree that people should have more opportunities on the lower rungs of the economic ladder?
I think most people are never going to get rich. I think what we need is opportunities for people to get into the middle class. Not every. I mean, I remember Mitt Romney had a fundraiser at I think it was the Papa John guy's house, and he's a rich guy. He made money in the way most Republicans make money, pizza. I don't know why that is. But the guy had a private golf course in his own lake, and Mitt Romney said, you know, Democrats look at this and say nobody should live like this. Republicans look at this and say everybody should live like this. I'm like, everybody can't live like this. Well, who's going to take care of the golf course and the lake if everybody lived like this?
But this is important. This goes back to what you were talking about earlier.
A robot can do that.
The robot, yes.
The definition of rich, the definition of wealthy, the definition of what a good life is, has grown over time so that more and more people live longer, live better lives, have more opportunities. And I disagree with this idea that people are losing those opportunities because it's all relative. I do agree with you that there's this problem with crony capitalism, and there is this collusion between big businesses and big government, and that keeps people from getting in. But what we go after that collusion, we don't go after the enterprise system that creates the opportunities.
Right. And the disparity, look, the disparity between the haves and have-nots has only grown under this president. It wasn't good under Bush. It's not.
It's actually
I'm sorry, that's actually a fact. And the people who actually put the president, the people who actually put the president
on. Is that a fact?
It is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
No, the widening gap between rich and poor is 35 years old in this country. It's uninterrupted for 35 years.
It's grown under this president. Much like the same people who put this president in office. Demographics like African Americans.
But what he's saying is
like
it's grown under Bush as well.
I did.
Yes.
But that you're not being honest about the reality of that fact. That's all he's saying.
Okay. It continues to grow is my point. Look,
that's not
we get, look, no, I even said I said it started under Bush. Look, I got no problem slapping around Bush, okay? That's not the problem here. What I have the problem with is when I can absolutely say without a doubt.
I don't either have problems.
We as a party have a problem we as a party have a problem, or when I come on these shows, I try to explain to people, we have a problem. I have no issue with saying we miss it, because we miss it in a lot of ways. But don't sit there on a high moral ground and tell me that it doesn't get worse under this guy. It's been getting bad for a long time. So, under Bush, and now more so under Obama. And the people.
But that would argue that he could not possibly be a socialist.
How so?
Well, if income inequality is getting worse under Obama, how could he possibly be the socialist that they're always saying he is? Wouldn't income equality...
And that's the thing. I'm not saying he's a socialist. That's not the point.
Okay,
I'm not saying
many do on the right.
Many do.
I'm
not saying he's a socialist. But the people who put him in office, women, African Americans, Hispanics, their incomes have all gone down. Their jobless numbers have all gone up.
Really?
That's a fact. I don't know what to tell you.
But unemployment is down to 6.1% when he took office.
Sure. Okay.
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 I think what's particularly sad in this country is the continuum, is the trend, whether it's the Democrat Clinton or the Republican Bush or whether it's the Democrat Obama. We are talking about this continuum, which is uninterrupted, that goes to the two-party system in this country that really, in the end, doesn't present a serious choice that would challenge the income disparity in this country.
Right. Okay. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what sort of event would it take to energize American STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, math, right? Those are the degrees that we call STEM degrees.
And occasionally people put an A in there for art and say STEAM, just so you know.
But
it's on the horizon.
But that doesn't fit in there.
It spells steam.
Yeah, but that's...
Of course it fits. It's a vowel.
It fits in the word. It doesn't fit in the concept.
Well, they try to make it...
Well, that's stupid. Because the point of this is...
You just called him stupid?
No, I didn't call him stupid. I called...
You called my idea stupid.
I'm putting it... I don't think it's your idea. You just said they did it. But you should... which one doesn't fit? Science, technology, engineering, math. These are the things that kids...
is not like the other.
That's right. Here, you... Let me read from... Yes. We have no problem getting kids to take art classes or drama classes. They pay twice as many, graduate twice as many people with drama degrees, okay? That's not what we need. We need science, technology, engineering, math. It says, how do we energize American students to take these the way Sputnik did?
Okay, so a couple of things. The reason why people want to put the A in there is they recognize that art is a fundamental expression of human creativity, and innovation in STEM fields comes about when you're creative. That's the motivation for that. But I largely agree with you that it doesn't fit, but it's a little bit of mission creep.
Stretch.
Fine. So
That's messed up. I'm stealing your catchphrase.
So I worry that we just have to keep sinking more deeply until we all recognize that Republicans, Democrats, and all other factions in our nation have to align our pistons, because we're all sinking on the ship and we're all on the same ship.
Yeah. Right.
And we've aligned our pistons before. When Pearl Harbor was attacked, all the dissenting views at the time came into straight alignment.
9/11.
9/11, we came into alignment. Sputnik, we came into alignment. These are profound moments.
Threats.
That affect us.
Seems like the common thread there is
unfortunately,
threats.
They appear to be threats. We resort to our basal needs to survive, and then we agree with one another with our paths and ideas at the time. I worry we have to sink
to threats, to future threats. All right, thank you.
That's why. It's not the best kind of answer that should drive it, but there it is.
There it is. All right, thank you, panel. Thank you, audience.
Real Time with Bill Maher. Ask Bill and his guests your questions right after the show at HBO.com or on Twitter.